Hey, Master fans, we are back with an IBM ThinkPad, and this is the one we took a look at that had a lot of corrosion and buildup on one side here. You can see I've cleaned that up just a hair, but it has some permanent discoloration, unfortunately, but gave it a pretty good IPA bath, so I don't think there's anything buried in here we need to worry about. I did clean up these USB ports as best I could, but the board underneath actually was really clean. You can see that in the short that featured this one. Again, this is the T41P, and I did plug in a power supply to this, and it lit up the battery light. So we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. Just see if this will power on. And looks like we've got all the functionality. The fan is running. So we're just waiting to see if we get a boot. There you go. There's your Intel Pentium inside. All right, so it wanted me to configure date and time, but we've got a good BIOS boot. Looks like June 18th, 07 is the BIOS date on this, and we've got an Intel Pentium M. This is 1.7 gigahertz, so this must be a dual core, I assume. But really interesting chipset here with 2 gigs of RAM, which for Windows XP is really good. So let's go ahead and configure our date and time, and it's clearly not 1988 anymore, but we will give it the correct information here. Okay, so looking at this ThinkPad, it looks really nice. There's a couple of things that I think is why it ended up in the junkyard, and it's the screen. And it could be subsequent water damage, but you can see it here that the backlit screen here is pretty spotty. But it's really not so bad for just something fun to play with. And honestly, I don't have a lot of ThinkPads that are working. Most of them are going right back in the dumpster. And this is the most modern one I think I have. So not ideal for gaming or anything too fancy, but definitely a fun little laptop to have revived. And certainly got to check out the functionalities here. But looking forward to doing some more with this Windows XP.